How's everybody doing? My name is Betchman, and welcome back again to more Pokemon VGC content as we have a new team we're going to be testing for Reg I that I thought was pretty interesting, as it wasn't one that I realized did as well as it did during Regulation I the last time, which this is a team that was used in NAIC last year. Features a really cool duo with Miraidon and Groudon, which I think is kind of an unexplored duo. Not many people use it just because everybody uses Miraidon typically with either, I feel like the majority of the time it's used with Ice Horse, sometimes as Zamazenta, but rarely used with Groudon. And they actually can pair very, very well, especially if you want to put Parabolic Charge, even maybe something like Discharge and be able to fire that off next to Groudon. Also has the likes of Raging Bolt, which is using Rising Voltage, Whimsicott, which is a pretty normal set besides it's using Grass Knot. We got Iron Bundle with U-Turn and Farigiraf with Roar. Very, very interesting team. I always love using Groudon and trying different ways to make this this Pokemon work. So we're going to give this team a shot, see what we can do on the ranked ladder with it. So we're going to jump into some ranked battles. So we see that our rank goes up a little bit there. But yeah, super, super interesting team. If I can find where it's at. There it is. I really like Groudon. I'm not big on the fact that it's Groudon with leftovers. I really think that probably the best item for Groudon is going to be the Clear Amulet. But this team did well enough to make Day 2 at NAIC, which definitely tells you something. So we got our first match here. And it's going to be against the Zama CSR core with Smeargle, which I hate. We got Torn, we got Chien-Pao, and we got Indeedee, so maybe a size spam aspect to it, which is pretty interesting. Excuse me, let's see. So we can definitely get Tailwind up, we'll be fine. I don't know if it's going to have Rain Dance on the Torn. It very well could. We could also go... we could go Trick Room. I don't think it's going to really benefit us all that much. It's also going to be annoying going with the train battles. So... I feel like we go with... I feel like we'll lead Groudon. I feel like leading Groudon with... Whimsicott is totally fine. Having Miraidon in the back. And then... I'm not really sure where to go with this points. Raging Bolt can do pretty well. Bundle does okay. It doesn't do amazing because it really can't hit Zama for anything. And I don't think there's a point in bringing Farigiraf all that much. It just kind of gets bodied by everything. I feel like we're just going to go Bolt. We're just going to kind of go more on the hyper-offensive side of things. I do really like Miraidon with Assault Vest. I do think that's a really, really good item for it. This one's also, if I didn't even mention it before, is Terra Fire Overheat, which is super different because everybody's typically running Terra Fairy or Electric. So we see Zama and Chien-Pao come out first, which is A-okay because we're definitely going to see... either our opponent's going to double into Groudon, or he's going to go for Wide Guard anticipating a Precipice Blades. He might even just Terra. So, we also could actually see, because I'm not sure, a lot of people have been running Assault Vest Chien-Pao. So I sort of just want to go Terra, Fire, Heat Crash into Chien-Pao, and then just go for Tailwind. I don't think there's a need to go for Terra Steel. If we lose Whimsicott, it's fine. I guess the only thing I would be fearing is if he does go for an Ice Shard into Whimsicott and Whims can't live that. That would be problematic, but I'm hoping this is the Assault Vest because the Sash might be on CSR. Okay. I've never seen Terra Ground on Chien-Pao, so is this a Terra Blast I'm going to see? I really hope Heat Crash KOs. If the defense drop and this being Terra Fire in the Sun, it should KO, right? There's no way it doesn't. Okay, we get Tailwind. Groudon's now the fastest thing on the field. Is it sashed? It's not sashed. Okay. So it was Assault Vest. I don't know what that was about, but okay. Here we go. That is gone, so it was most likely Assault Vest, so we got that right. We're probably losing. Oh, we're not. Was going to say that did an absurd amount of damage for not having Chan Pao in the field. My lord. Problem is... Okay, we're going to see CSR. So, issue at hand is he's going to go wide guard. Super obvious. I really just want to double into CSR here, to be quite honest. I'm just going to double. Yeah, we're just going to double. We're not going to think it through. Like, oh, okay. Quick battle. Our opponent didn't want to do anything else against this Groudon, so I guess that was a really solid start with the team. I had a feeling it was going to be Terra, or not Terra, Fire, but I had a feeling it was going to be Assault Vest on that Chan Pao. Granted, I don't fully know what it actually was, but most likely that Sash was on Shadow Rider. So we do pick up one win with the team. See what we can do more. I do really like the concept of using Miraidon and Groudon. I think this team is super interesting, especially having Roar on Ferrograph to be able to deny Trick Room is super interesting. We got Flag for game 2. We got another Calyrex, Shadow Rider, and Zamazenta, which is gonna be the theme of the day. But it has Torn, it has Ursh, and then it's got Chan Pao and Dragonite. So we could, in theory, do the same exact lead. I'm confident that Chan Pao is going to be Assault Vest again. So I do like this lead again. We don't have to worry about winning the terrain battle at all. So I have Miraidon in the back, and I do kind of like having Bundle here. But I also really like having Bolt. Bolt does a lot of damage into all of this. We're going to go Bolt. I think Bolt's the best option. I don't see why I should go for anything else, so we're going to go this route. The only thing I'm concerned about is that he goes Ursh Torn and he goes Rain Dance. That could potentially be a problem. But my opponent doesn't know that I'm running Grass Knot Whimsicott, which is a really crazy tech. I wonder if Helping Hand Grass Knot KOs Ursh. It honestly might. Because when I first looked at this team, I wasn't quite sure on Grass Knot over Moonblast, but I'm kind of seeing the vision now. Very cute photo of Pikachu for Flag. So let's see what we got for the lead. We're going to see another Chan Pao Zamazenta lead. Alrighty. So I'm honestly just feeling like doing the exact same thing. Ripping Terra Fire, going Tailwind, and KOing the Chan Pao. That should go down to a Heat Crash, which I'm feeling pretty confident about. And we're just going to get Tailwind up. As long as Zama doesn't land another crit body press on me, I should be fine. Let's see what my opponent goes for, though, because, again, I'm pretty confident it's going to be Assault Vest. I think that's what tricks people on the ranked ladder, is everybody just automatically assumes it's going to be Sash, but that Sash is definitely going to be on CSR. On teams like this, typically that is the case, which means Ursh is probably Scarf, would be my guess. Ursha's Scarf, Torna's Covert Cloak. So we're going to Rip Terra here on Groudon again. Okay, we're not going to see any Protect, no Wide Guard. I think this is a one-shot again into Chan Pao. No Terras. Alright, we take it out again. We just have to go for that Terraza just in case. If for some reason it is Sash and it goes Ice Spinner, then we're kind of in a really bad spot. Nice, and we don't get crit this time, so that's a much better position to be in. And at this point, I really want to go Encore. Okay, we're going to see D-Knight come out. D-Knight I'm really not afraid of. He could just rip Terra normal E-Speed into me. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go Heat Crash into him and go Encore into Zama so that I can stop it from going for anything other than a Body Press. So at least break Multiscale. I'm assuming it was probably Multiscale. It was probably actually Inner Focus. This does decent chunk of damage, to be honest, with it being resisted. Wims lives that with ease. And Low Kick. Okay. Low Kick is A-okay, I'm not gonna lie. This word's gonna get kind of tricky. I could just go... I'm just gonna go Precipice Blades. I think I go Precipice Blades, and I go with... I'm actually kind of not sure here. Could go Grass Knots. We're kind of in a weird position of like switching, because I really don't want to take a... I'm just going to go Grass Knot, because I really don't want to take a big hit from Low Kick, even though he actually switches out into CSR. Okay, it is CSR. And that's totally fine. So we can break the Sash on it. Does absolutely no damage, but it's a little bit. Connects on both. Does absolutely nothing to Zama. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so we still have Zama in a really good position because it's stuck. So we can just, honestly, we can just go Miraidon. And I really wish... I do wish that Grass Knot would KO CSR. I don't think that's going to be able to be the case. I think here I just go... I really think I just go Electro Drift into Zama to take it out. We have... This is our last turn of Tailwind. And I'm going to set Light Screen. Problem at hand is if he... Okay, doesn't Terra. I was going to say, if he goes like Dragon Terra on Azama, that could be really, really problematic. If this KOs Zama, then we just win. I was gonna say, it should KO every single time unless he would have Terra. That would have been the best case scenario for him, but now that he went for Protect into Calyrex, I could go Encore. I have a weird feeling that he could just go with something like Terra Dark. So I'm not going to do that because I feel like it's too risky. So I'm just going to go... I'm going to Volt Switch, and I'm going to go for Tailwind. Just in the off chance that it is Terra Dark, which I have a bad feeling it is. Oh. Okay, we are going to see the Terra normal E-Speed, but CSR is definitely going down. Okay, E-Speed comes out, see how much damage it does. It does take out Whimsicott, which is bad, but I have Light Screen up and I'm Assault Vest, so I'm tanking this no matter what. Yeah, that does absolutely nothing, so nothing to worry about there. And CSR goes away, so this should chalk up a second win for us. So against two CSR Zama teams, we just absolutely obliterated them. So then we'll end it with Raging Ball to Miraidon. So far, Groudon's been doing an amazing job, especially against these Shan Pals that think that I don't know that it's Assault Vest when I know it's Assault Vest. Another really cool thing with this team is how much damage Raging Bolt can do when you have Electric Terrain and you have Sun Up, and I think it's, I also think I'm Life Orb. Let me double check this. I'm pretty positive I'm also Life Orb. Yeah, like, all those multipliers just does such an insane amount of damage. And Rising Voltage, too, being a crazy move. If Electric Terrain's down, the move's power's doubled. So we'll just go Rising Voltage, and we're just going to go Electro Drift, and that'll be the game as our opponent forfeits. So 2-0 with this team. I do really, really like this team a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. I can see why this did make day 2 at NAIC last year. So it probably threw off a lot of people, especially with some of the sets like U-turn on bundles. Really, really funny to me. I'm so used to running like Freeze Dry that it does feel weird to not run that, but I do understand the reasons as to why. But what is most likely our last battle is against a third CSR Zama team, which I wish we got to see a little bit more variety, but at least each team was different. This one's a little bit more unique. With Indeedee, CSR, we got Ensign, Zama, Ursh, and Flamigo. So he's got 2 wide guard users, most likely size spam on the field. Definitely going to be leading with Whims. Here becomes really interesting. I could go Groudon, and I could go, even though I'm risking Intimidate, which does suck, I feel like I still just go Groudon with Whims. It does a lot of offensive pressure regardless. We have to bring Groudon to be able to win the terrain wars. And lastly, I feel like we could definitely bring Bolt here. I really want to bring Bundle. This just doesn't seem like a good one to bring Bundle to. I don't see much of a need for bringing Frigger after this battle, so I think we're just going to go with good old John Bolt. So we're just going to go, I know it's same lead every game. It is just a really strong lead to do, especially into this duo that we keep facing, but cool picture, by the way. We're not going to see the Zama Chanpao lead. We're going to see the size spam lead. Okay. That's totally fine. So reason that is totally fine is I can get the terrain advantage immediately. I get weather advantage this entire game as well. If he wants to bring Ensign out, Ensign's going to take an insane amount of damage. It'll live because I'll go -1, but it'll still take a bunch of damage. So we do see the Psychic Seed proc. That's totally fine. He's definitely going to go for... he might go for Expanding Force. We'll see. I really just want to rip a Terrifier Heat Crash, but I don't think that's a good idea. So we're just going to go P-Blades, and we're going to send in Miraidon. Because I don't want to deal with the whole Expanding Force, which is an idea I've been floating around within Regai to try and make one that works really, really well. Haven't quite found it yet. But it does involve Indeedee and CSR. So our opponent's going to Terrastalize, I'm assuming, into CSR. It's either Ghost or Psychic. And it's going to be Ghost. This is going to hurt a lot. We're going to see Helping Hand. I really hope that's an Expanding Force, but it's most likely not. Okay, does Groudon live this? Does it tank it? Helping Hand, Terra Ghost. The answer to that question is absolutely not. That is such a disgusting amount of damage. Oh my lord. Yeah, I mean, what exactly do you do? I guess I should have gone Tailwind. Man, that was a crazy amount of damage. And it's not Life Orb. Is it Spect? There's no way it would be Spect, right? I mean, we're not winning this either way, so I'm just going to go Rising Voltage and... Well... Yeah, there's just absolutely no way. He'll just go follow me. I wish Rising Voltage would connect on both with the Electric Train down. Excuse me. But we're going to do one more because we got absolutely cooked. That is a lot. That is so much damage. That is through the special defense boost, by the way. But we're going to watch both get absolutely obliterated by Astral Barrage. My lord. Yeah, did not think it would do that much damage, I won't lie. Especially into Miraidon. Like, Miraidon has the Assault Vest, so I figured we had at least a solid chance with it surviving. But that goes to show, if you doubt the amount of power that CSR has, that'll happen. You just get absolutely bodied, so take that as a learning lesson if you go against that duo, because that can definitely happen. So we're going to do one more, because we got bodied. And hopefully, we can go against something different. I would like any other kind of duo. Give us something different, something new. And we got what we wanted. We got Kyogre Ice Rider with Ursh, Rilla, Grim, and Lando. So we're doing Terrain Wars and we're doing Weather Wars, which is going to be pretty... It's going to be pretty difficult, not going to lie. This team also, in my opinion, does really, really poorly into Ice Rider, as Miraidon's weak to it, Raging Bolt is, Whimsicott is, and so is Groudon if they don't have Terra available. So, excuse me, this makes it pretty tricky, and Bundle doesn't have Freeze Dry, which would have made it a little bit easier to at least do super effective damage into Kyogre, Ursh, and Rilla. It would have been nice. See what we can do. What do we want to lead with? We could lead... I do like the idea of just going with Miraidon and Farigiraf, having Groudon in the back. And I'm not really sure who I want to have last. Bolt does pretty okay. It just sucks to having 3 out of the 4 that I'm going to bring be weak to ice. I actually want to go Bundle. I want to go Bundle because it does really well into Rilla. It does really good into Lando. I know it's not doing much of anything whatsoever into Ice Horse, but I have other pieces that can take that out. So we're going to see our opponent lead with Grimmsnarl and Rillaboom. Kind of expected that, but I am glad that I led what I led so that I'm not taking too big of hits here. I know he's going to win the Terrain War, which is fine, but I can switch Miraidon out here. My problem is if my opponent decides he wants to go for, well, I could also completely throw off my opponent and go for a Terrifier Overheat. I don't know if that's worth. I don't know if it makes sense to actually Terra, though. So I kind of just want to go Overheat. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go Overheat, and I'm going to go Helping Hand to ensure that I knock it out. I don't want to go for Terra if I don't have to. I was going to say, I feel like he has 0 reason to go into Kyogre here. He's going to go Light Screen. I really hope this KOs. Okay, we do connect. Does not KO, so if we did Terra, it would have got it. Okay. Most likely this is going to be Ice Horse, which I'm okay with. Okay, it is Ice Horse. So what I do want to do here is I'm going to Volt Switch out. And honestly, I'm going to go Roar. I'm going to Volt Switch, and I'm going to go Roar. Because we're not taking a lot of damage because of the Electric Seed boost, which is really, really nice. I can safely get in at least a bundle. So I'm kind of in a better spot. I don't want to bring in Groudon without Terra and then take a Glacial Lance to the face, as that's going to hurt really, really badly. We did get really good damage into Rillaboom, though, so that is nice. Grim... Okay, Grim swaps out, and that's fine. No way it would be Kyogre, right? Imagine if I would have ult switched there. That's actually really... I'm not going to lie, that feels really good. That does absolutely nothing. I'm not going to lie, I think I just want to actually go with Groudon here. I'm going to go Groudon. I want to take the weather away from him, put Groudon out. Hope that he went for... Yes, okay, perfect. He went for Trick Room. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted to have happen there. That could not have gone any more perfect, to be quite honest. Rillaboom comes in. We don't care. And we're going to... What do we want to fire off here? I kind of just want to go... I'm just going to go Precious Blades, and I'm going to go... Helping Hand? How fast is this Groudon? That's a better question. This Groudon's 121. I feel like it's definitely got to be outspeeding, so... Yeah, just send it. If he does a swap, we'll do good damage. Okay, so there's no switch. He could just U-turn again if he wanted to. Precious Blades is fast. Doesn't KO Rilla, but does an insane amount. That does nothing. That's fine. If you went for Wood Hammer, I'm not mad. Okay, you just U-turn again. That's fine. So Kyogre's doing nothing. It could be Grim. He might bring Grim out to try and lessen the amount of damage he's going to take. He's actually just going to bring Ice Force out. Okay. Again, I'm really not fearing much right now, and I'm getting extra sustain because of the leftovers, which is really nice. So far this is going pretty well. That Precipice Blades did a lot of damage. And it's leftover, so it's most likely, I think it's going to be Glacial, Leech Seed, Trick Room, Protect. We're going to go P-Blades again. And I'm going to Foul Play. Well, I could just Roar him again. Honestly, I could just keep going for Roar. I have no reason not to. I'm just going to Roar him again. I really want to go for Foul Play, but I don't think there's a reason I need to. Groudon can just kind of wall him at this point. As long as I can keep him from getting Trick Room up, I'm fine. Perfect. We take out Kyogre, which was a problem with the whole Weather War. So he's got Grim, and he's got Rilla in the back. And he does go for Glacial. That's fine. It really doesn't do much of any kind of damage, and we're just going to go Roar. He hasn't Terra'd yet either. I haven't checked how fast Farigiraf is. So Rilla comes out. Which is fine. I'm curious if... on what the Terra is for Ice Rider. That's the only thing I'm unsure of at this point. So Ice Rider comes back out. We know that Groudon's faster, though. That's the thing. 84. I'm just going to go P-Blades again, and I'm going to go for Foul Play this time. I'm not going to go for Roar. He actually just forfeits, so I don't know. Maybe it was... I don't think it was Fairy Terror. I'm not quite sure what it was, but Groudon did an insane amount of work. using Roar on Farigiraf was incredibly clutch because my opponent had no idea that I had that in the back. I kind of wanted to see where we were at rank-wise. 429 is not bad at all. I will bring the rental team up one more time, which should be right here. So again, this was a really, really fun team to use, besides the fact of, you know, not realizing that a Helping Hand Terra Ghost CSR, no matter what's just going to blow up your entire team. The team did really well. Going 3-1 was honestly surprising. I wasn't sure what to expect. I love using Groudon, and I still think, even though it doesn't have its primal, it still is really, really good, and more people should be giving it a shot. So let me know what you guys think. Try the team out. Rental code is up there in the top right. I'll have the pace for the team as well if you wanted to try it on Showdown. But this is a super, super cool and unique team that I think could still do really, really well now that Regulation I is back again and could see more play. So once again, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one.